God's story, Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. So part of God's story is about a guy named Joshua, and it goes like this. 40 years after God led his family out of Egypt and through the desert, he chose Joshua to lead them to an amazing home he had promised them called Canaan. Now, Canaan wasn't their home yet. Not really. See, people lived there already, in a big city called Jericho. They had heard how God parted the Red Sea and sent food from heaven for his family. They had heard how God led his family with a cloud during the day and a pillar of fire at night. And they realized that if God wanted his family to move into Canaan, he would do something remarkable to get them there. So they were ready for an epic fight. In the past, that had really scared God's family. But here's the thing. God knew Jericho looked scary to his family. So when it was time to go, he reminded Joshua that he was in control. God said, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Maybe Joshua felt afraid, but he chose to be strong and courageous. Have you ever done something you know is right, even though you were scared? Anyway, for a while, God's family camped out, waiting to go in, wondering how to get through Jericho's walls. Then one night, Joshua looked up and saw a man standing in front of him. He was holding a sword and looked ready for battle. But Joshua didn't recognize him. He asked, "Are you on our side or our enemy's side?" The man said, "Neither. I'm on the Lord's side." At that moment, Joshua realized that it was God appearing as a soldier. He knew God would lead the Israelites into Jericho, so he fell on his face and worshiped the Lord. After that, God told Joshua how to get through Jericho's walls. Here's what he told Joshua to do. Have 7 priests gather trumpets made out of ram's horns. Then march around the city once every day for 6 days. Can you imagine walking around a whole city? Now can you imagine doing that for 6 days in a row? And then on the 7th day, God told them to march around the city not just once, but 7 times. The priests should blow the trumpets during the march. When they blow a long blast, all the men should shout. Then the walls will fall. Joshua might have wondered how walking and yelling would make walls fall, but he didn't question God. He trusted God. So he obeyed. And guess what? At the final trumpet blast, the walls fell, just like God said they would. God promised not to leave his family, and he didn't. And through Joshua, God would continue to help his family. In fact, Joshua trusted God's power so much that he was able to help others be strong and courageous, just like God had helped him. And that's the story of Joshua. But you want to know the best part? God appeared as a soldier to show Joshua that he would fight for his family and bring them safely to their new home. Joshua had nothing to fear. And later, Jesus came to earth as a man to fight for us by taking our punishment for sin, so that one day we can live with him in a perfect new home, which means we have nothing to fear. Like Joshua, we can be strong and courageous. And that's a part of God's story.